Jesus world around, make we come together. Now the Father soon come to the poor can't afford the knowledge, them not get no. The rich man have the dollars, I don't want you with some brother do some bullshit. Talk him a fling down a beer 190 events. Him bring down, sell the most crack, the coke, heroin and opium. Them no want to get to you, elevate out of the slum. So the you we anti-hypotic for try turn with them. Them alone fi boogie woogie and have all the fun. Them alone fi have the girls them and we love fi have none. Tell me now, oh master God world around you. Put the war of a praise God, yeah, the son. Tell me now, oh Papa Jesus world around. If we come together, that the Father soon come. All of them a say put on here, but you know we not. Deal with the bow we not, kill we show. That has run the cut, how we want that now. They put on happy, how no love it, let me hear pow pow. Up on the tricks, business, gangsta now. Tell me now, oh master God world around you. Put the war back and praise God, yeah, me son. Tell me now, oh Papa Jesus world around. Let me come together, that the Father soon come. There was a beginning, so there must be an end. Let's just build a better day for our grandchildren. And looking our heart and see what we can make. Careful this concern, there is a problem. Oh man can't find four figure children. While the rich man have the power, I think that them go to say, whoa. Beyond to them, evil rights against poor people shall perish in the end. Tell me now, oh master God world around. Put the war on back and praise God, yeah, me son. Tell me now, oh Papa Jesus world around. Let we come together, that the Father so come. To the poor can't afford the knowledge, them not get none. The rich man have the money, I don't want you with some. Brother don't shut and bounce it up. Him a fling down up here, 190 events, him bring down.
Funding for this program is brought to you by listeners like you and the following sponsors. I Am Ascension Temple of Love and Tassili's Raw Reality presents the Natural Mystic Fair Retreat 2024. A 3-day, 3-night family-friendly conscious awareness camping experience on September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Day 1, time travel and honoring the indigenous of Turtle Island. Day 2, woke don't mean broke. Sacred commerce, financial literacy, and manifesting your abundance. Day 3, the planetary prayer for peace party. Manifesting and cultivating peace within and without. That's the Natural Mystic Fair, September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Location will be disclosed 48 hours before event after tickets have been confirmed. For more information, the contact person is Sunday Jones at 678-471-2963 or festival@TassiliRaw.com. The website is Tassili'sRawReality.com. That's TassiliSRAW reality.com.
Events, him bring down. Sell the most black, the coke, heroin, and opium. Them no want to get to you, elevate out of the slum. So them give me anti-hypotic for try to with them. Them a good for boogie woogie and have all the fun. Them a good for have the girls, them a with nothing have none. Tell me now, oh master God world around you. Put the war back and praise God, yeah, me son. Tell me now, oh Papa Jesus world around. There we come together, now the Father. the lion roars, when the lion roars, you're the travelers. I know, you're the travelers. Yeah, everyone is gonna love this. You'll never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Yeah, everyone is gonna love this. You'll never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Sharon, oh, she just loved the song so high. Trevor shouting his neighbors, hey friends, turn on the radio. Worries I gave a lion, I don't know the kid thing. It's a long time I haven't felt such music on me. Everyone is gonna love me. When the lion roars, when the lion roars, you're the champions. I know, you're the travelers. Yeah, everyone is gonna love this. You'll never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Yeah, everyone is gonna love this. You'll never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Sharon, oh, she just loved the song so high. Trevor shouting his neighbors, hey friends, turn on the radio. Worries I gave a lion, I don't know the kid thing. It's a long time I haven't felt such music on me. Everyone is gonna love this. Choo-choo, you will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. It's so sad when I see these things, you make me look down and believe what you got to teach us not to jump on the good thing. And if I got my mind out, they'll come to back on my day. When you say you are here, I'm willing to see me, you the culture, purity, as long as I'm taking the lead. It was long as you check on teaching, you'll be making bleed. No, that don't give him over, I'm up, bringing rage. I will just sit on the motor to put him in a rage. Them sluggish DJ that sound like porridge. To judge and give me understanding, wisdom and knowledge. To me faith, to me love and give me strong courage. Everyone is gonna love this. You will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Everyone is gonna love this. You will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Some say them a dark heart, yes. Some say them a dark heart, but while the lions are here to play their part, you get to make sure you have a different road to walk. Everyone is gonna love this. You will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. The lion are. This is no dog or talk, lion not come, and the niceness start. Niceness you getting cause the niceness you want away. Rock me old and me infant. If a dog or just you creep and that thing start. Watch this! Now let them pass on the journey. I'm stop and come down, I'll make them start ball. Yes, you know them call us some dog. Like a old choke and we put them to park cars. Everyone is gonna love this. You will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness, and I guarantee you happiness. Everyone is gonna love this. You will never forget this. The lion are giving you niceness. Come along, yeah, and dig my song. Too much wagonist, too much antagonist. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Yes. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Yes. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Time to separate the sheep from the wolves. We're at the crossroads, and this is the time of decision. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Too much watch and beat. It's time the wolves them leave the sheep. Too much watch and beat. It's time the wolves them leave the sheep. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Oh, yeah. Too much informers, too much still bearers. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Wolves and leopards are trying to kill the sheep and the shepherd. Yeah. Too much watch and feed. It's time the wolves them leave the sheep. Too much watch and feed. It's time the wolves them leave the sheep. Lion. Too much.
Tell about what's happening to our children in public schools. Now, most of the time when I come over here, that's what I talk to you about, because that's really where my life is centered. But it occurred to me that I often have been in this struggle, and I'm very concerned about how we're progressing in it. So I've done a lot about it, sisters and brothers, and titled what I want to share with you tonight called Black People Still Don't Get It. For some time now, I have been trying to get the idea over that Black people must take charge of their lives and those of their children. We can't leave this to other people to do, because they're not going to do it. And we cannot sit around wringing our hands and shaking our heads and talking. It's getting late, brothers and sisters, especially for our children. Now, when it gets to the point that the way we live is destructive and leads to our extermination, then we have to think about what has happened to our culture. And we need to take a long, serious look at our condition now. If culture is the sum total of artifacts which any group accumulates in its struggle for survival and autonomy, then it's dynamic, because it's a struggle. It's not static. It doesn't stand still and never change. It changes with the condition, okay? Because as you try to survive and to be self-autonomous and the conditions change to keep you from doing that, you change in order to combat those conditions. Am I making sense to you? Okay. Now, what is survival? I mean, what survival means that the group has to do at least three things. One, the group has to see that each individual member keeps himself or herself in good enough mental, moral, spiritual, and physical health long enough to reproduce that self and then take care of whatever you reproduce. That's the least. If you don't do that, the group dies. It's gone. Okay. So that's what survival means. In order to be self-autonomous, it means that the group has to have within its control the means to assure its survival. Can't depend on nobody else to do that. That's not going to happen. That's not the way the world works. Now, what are the chief obstacles to survival? Okay. Going down, pumping and going down, pumping and going down, pumping and going down, pumping and going down. Mama say love your roots and culture. She said forward ever and backward never. The wolves and the leopards, the sharks and vultures. They'll come with lies trying to destroy the youth, but the youth them pulling their culture. Popping and going down, popping and going down, popping and going down. That's not what happens. That's not the way the world works. Now, what are the chief obstacles to survival? Okay, let's just be real. What are they? One is nature. You got to have within the means of the group some way for the group to survive earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever. Right? So nature is one. Other men and women who might want to take your land, water, means of survival. And yourself. You can't become no cotton-picking drug addict, alcoholic, and kill yourself. Right? Okay. Those are the obstacles. Now, the culture that we pass down from generation to generation is supposed to help the group to survive and to be self-autonomous. The major way that we pass this culture on is through what? Groups. Family, church, school, organizations like this. Those are the means. Okay, now, unfortunately for us, we live in a country where the overriding values of the country are against us. For instance, these overriding values put in the positions of privilege people who are white, people who are male, and people who are wealthy. And these three groups dominate the society. So when we talk about teaching our children instrumental values like equality, liberty, fraternity, etc., we are talking about ordering under the institutional values of race, gender, and wealth. So that more white people get equality, liberty, and fraternity than black people, more men get equality, liberty, and fraternity than women, and more wealthy people get equality, liberty, and fraternity than poor people. You get it? All right. It doesn't do enough then, ladies and gentlemen, for us to teach our children about the instrumental values, if we don't teach them the impact of the institutional values on the distribution of the latter. Otherwise, our kids don't get the full message and don't know how to behave.
Report to the creative spirit, the word I say, which we all heard, I say. Report to that creative spirit by whatever name you know it, whatever name you put in your heart, your mind, whatever name your ancestors gave, whatever name you learned as a child, whatever name you believe it to be, whatever name you believe it to be in spirit or in science, I said. Before the first human beings who came into existence on this planet, the first human beings who raised the first structures, who cooked the first meal, taught the first children, who had the first children, the first Africans, the first people who stood upright, who walked, who figured out how to stay on this planet, who figured out how to pass that knowledge on to their children and their children's children, the mothers and fathers of civilization, I say. We pour the next libation to their grandchildren, their children's children, those who raised the great early civilizations of Kemet and Kush and Monomotapa, the great medieval civilizations of Ghana and Mali and Songhai and Kanem-Bornu. We pour to those who great the great civilizations of the Igbo people and the Hausa people and the Kakongo people and the Mapara people, the great Monday civilizations, the great Chicago, the great civilizations of Southern Africa, the Bantu people, the great civilizations of Southeast Africa, the Dinka, the Shilla, the Nuer. We pour to those millions who raised the foundation from which the world would learn what it meant to be human in the world, I say. We pour to their children who were upon the arrival on the shores of people they had never seen before, found themselves captive and marched overland, found themselves perishing by the millions before they were held in the holding cells and the open air pens on the coast of West Central, Southern, and East Africa. We pour to the ancestors who did not know that they were stripped of all clothing and simply denuded into boats, cracked like animals, and strewn their bones across the floor of the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. We pour to them who in the last moment on Africa grabbed the sand and grabbed the dirt and put it in their mouth and understood that the only thing they might have to preserve their place in that continent was their memory of that place and their ability to pass it on to their children. We pour to them, Ashe. We pour to those Africans and their children who finding themselves cast adrift in Santiago, Cuba, who found themselves cast adrift in Porto Spain, Trinidad, and Port-au-Prince, Haiti, who found themselves cast adrift in New Orleans and Charleston and Mobile, who found themselves cast adrift in Salvador Bahia, who found themselves cast adrift in Barbados, and the archipelago that formed the wayward and the windward coast. We found them in these places learning Portuguese and Spanish and French, whose often first words was, "Oh my God, oh my Dios," who found themselves praying to survive and pass on to their children the memories. We pour to those ancestors who are represented in the thousands buried in all the square miles of where we stand, and who sit here buried before us in 400 caskets forged of wood from West Africa with a dig for symbol. Each one of them, each woman, man, and child, symbolic of millions. The children of those who could not be killed before I say. We pour to their children who somehow survived the hells of enslavement and fought for emancipation in the Caribbean, the French, British, Dutch Caribbean, who fought for emancipation in South America, who fought for emancipation in Central America, who fought the struggle we refer to as the Civil War in the United States, who came out of that, marched out of enslavement through Reconstruction, and found themselves making great migrations, eventually ending up in places like New York. Their children's children, who making a way for themselves, became our great-great-grandparents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents. Those who in the first bones were discovered in this space held their hands and said, "Stop, no more." We are here to speak for those who can no longer speak with their mouth. We pour for those ancestors, some of whom came to Howard University in 2004 and followed these caskets all the way back to New York. The ones whose names we know and the ones whose names we don't. And at this moment, as we pour this salvation, I would ask anyone who feels comfortable to say the name of someone in your bloodline, no longer physically here, but who you know made it possible for you to be here. Go ahead, let's get a name. We pour to the names of the whole collective. John Gazumba in Brazil. Giuseppe Ventura, Jacques Dessalini, and Henri Christophe in Haiti. We pour to the great Avengers, Sandy of the Maroons of Jamaica. We pour to the great ancestors, Harriet Tubman, the journey of truth, Frederick Douglass. Say the names that you say. What are the names of the ancestors that you have come to hold in your heart and your mind? And you hope that you can do what they did for your children and children. That's the most famous thing. I know we can read. I'm trying to record child and how that. And finally, two final things. We pour to those who make it possible for us to do what we do. We pour to these rangers who stand guardian over this sacred space. We pour to these Africans and these folks who have come from Howard University, the staff, the faculty, the administrators, who are here today to bear witness. This is not a love nation, but an affirmation, because their hearts still beat, their tongues still speak, their minds still think, and their minds still wish the best for us. For all of those people who surrounded us on this journey today and made it possible for us to be here, we pour this affirmation of thanks. I say today. And proudly we pour to your children, 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 who will one day stand on this faith and speak your name. I say. Sorry, WRFG Atlanta, 89.3 on the FM dial. Modern ancient songs of the ancestral rock. Courtesy of Ross Michael and the Sons of Negus, originally. The song's called Zion Land. A long time I hear that tune there. We love that tune there. Seriously. And as we move, we are preparing to have a beautiful sharing with some very beautiful people in the community who are definitely demonstrating our culture. I invite you to tune in from now until 4 o'clock. We're here. You got to get out that car and you're tuning for some reason on the 89.3 dial. Somewhere else in the world, you're WRT.org. Join us on the forums, YouTube page, the Roxbury Facebook in different ways. This is our theme music for this afternoon. How to put it together to welcome the first guest. Speaking of beautiful, songs from the beautiful forest. Listen, can you feel us? Share our wisdom. Some real basic questions, coming from our sisters, beautiful chorus. Give thanks for the reminders, give thanks for the reminders. So without any further ado, welcome to the airways of WRFC. Someone I know who knows all about this.
You know, I'm
And and we have decided to focus today, thematically, practical application, true practicality, beautiful practicality of ancient ways. A lot of times, this kind of things like really honor your body and meditating and vibing with nature and even the words sustainability. They become a buzzword, but they still really paint it as something kind of
right.
kind of distant, abstract. We're grateful, as we said,
It's
practicality. Come along with us. There's a natural mystic.
I'm
I'm
almost.
ready to blow for Hans. We're grateful for the fact that we put themselves in this space, honoring their highest potential, reminding nations with us.
So, can you hear me?
Reality and just representing everything what these sisters I'm singing about. Are you with us? Good afternoon, Mama.
I am. I am. I have been stuck in traffic, so my apologies. I'm getting ready to pull over so I can actually park and talk. So
Oh, you
please.
good? Just take your time on the road, and no apology necessary. You're coming through loud and clear, so just take your time.
Oh, great.
Um, we're playing in the background. I don't know if you know that. I'm sure you must know them sisters. It seemed like something that's a soundtrack at one of your
One
events.
second. I know everything is. I have these
Can,
calls coming through. You know how when it's something really important, we're so tried and tested.
of course.
That's what I'm feeling right now, being
That's it.
tried and tested.
Peace, be still, Mama. Just flow with the flow, cause we don't know the victory is already
Absolutely.
sealed. The
I'm
victory is already
pulling up
sealed.
right here.
Yes, sir. In the meantime,
Okay.
while you pull over, I'm gonna just get them a little bit more of this sweet taste.
Okay. So I'm parked now. So
Yeah, I would say I don't know if you can hear the sisters from Beautiful Chorus, but they have a song called Brilliant Mycelium. And and
no, I know of them, but I don't know that song.
it's a sweet song. It's a sweet song. I'm gonna send it to you when we come off the air because
I
this
appreciate
will
that. Yes.
yeah.
Thank you.
The traffic will disappear. The traffic will
Ashe,
disappear.
definitely needed to,
Yes, sir.
on many levels.
Yeah, the traffic will
Many,
disappear.
many
Well,
levels.
we know you're on the move, on the move specifically right now, but also on the move, on the move in terms of what you represent in our community, what you present to our community. So it's not just like you on the move, you're bringing your people with you. So as I was reflecting on the fact that here comes another natural mystic fair, and a little bit later on, we'll be talking to our sisters who are a part of the Black Sustainability Summit. I was just vibing again, as I was saying in the intro, on the
Can you
fact.
hear me? Hold on 1 second. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you clear the whole
I
time.
can. I can hear you much better now, actually.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, again, just preparing for this
But now
program.
you left out again. I don't know what's happening.
Huh.
It was fine at first. Now, okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, there's some kind of delay, but we'll work with it. What you
Okay.
need?
Great.
I think you may have the radio on, and I'm hearing an
Oh,
echo.
I do. I do. Okay. Is that better?
That's much better. That's much better. Can you hear me?
Okay. How about that?
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
That's off. We were doing good, Ross. I don't know what happened.
It's all good. We're gonna flow with it. I'm gonna take.
Okay. I give thanks.
Yes. So
Okay.
we were just reflecting on the practicality of what these sisters are singing about. The practicality of what some people call the spiritual life and alternative lifestyles. So as I'm thinking about a natural mystic fear coming around again, and what I've experienced and so many other people in the community have been able to experience from that, I want to ask you to just speak to that. Even in the midst of all that's going on, you're a person that's on the move, and like I'm saying, on the move in many different ways. But it's not just you on the move; you're taking your people with you. So if you heard my question, you
Absolutely.
can turn down the radio now and just answer the question because we hear you clearly.
Okay, that's so great. I am on a Harriet Tubman frequency. So thank you for the acknowledgement. It's very true. And I really want to be in a space where, when it's all said and done and I have dropped my body, I want people to be able to acknowledge the contribution that I made to the lives of others in a good way, you know? It's my life purpose. Like, one of my favorite songs by Beyonce is I Was Here. I lived, I've done, everything that I thought I would do and wanted to do, and even more than I even considered possible. I've been so blessed. And Roscoe, you know as well as I, we do nothing alone. We do nothing by ourselves. We do everything with the help of others, whether it is the tree producing air for us, whether it's someone who has built our house for us, or someone who has grown the food. Maybe we grew the food, but we didn't do it without the help of the seed and the water and the earth. So everything is interconnected and working together. And so the Natural Mystic Fair, along with the Wonderful Wizards of Raw, both of the two events that I do every year, have been an effort in allowing the folks that come to get activated in such a way that they remember to remember what they really already know. You know, we've just
Yeah,
gotten so far away from our natural mystic selves
I love how you put that.
that, absolutely, because
To
I was,
remember what they already really know. That's
yeah,
real talk.
yeah. It that way it puts the accountability on them. And furthermore, I'm not trying to set myself up as a guru or a know-it-all, because I don't know everything. But collectively we do.
Hmm.
you know Collectively we do. And so the events that I have are designed to trigger or activate the ancestral memory and help us to remember why we're here and what we're supposed to be doing. So this year, the 12th annual Natural Mystic Fair has the theme of conscious awareness. And what that is allowing us to do is be present to the fact that everything has a consciousness. It just may not be an animated consciousness. It may not be a plant, flora and fauna. It might not be water. It could very well be a table. But the table had the consciousness of a tree first, and then it was fashioned into something else, and now it has the consciousness of a table. And so, when we as spirits having this human experience make ourselves present to the rest of life, then we are aware. And that gives us the opportunity to be consciously, intentionally interconnected and able to be much more on point with our purpose in life.
Sure. And that's the fullness of it, to be on point with our purpose in life. We're going to stick a pin right there. I just got to play a very important announcement. We're going to come forward with Mama Tassili, my aunt, with us for a few moments, giving us the good news. We love when she come through and sound the trumpet. We give thanks for good news. This is the good news show for those of y'all that didn't know. Even if some of the things that we share may be challenging truths to listen to, is good news, because I guess what the challenge is there only as a reflection of our opportunity. It's a reflection of our potential, or else we wouldn't even have the challenge in the first place. It's just time to raise the bar all the while. In the meantime, stay tuned to the self.
The following is a public affairs bulletin board announcement brought to you by your listener-sponsored and supported community radio 89.3 FM, WRFG.org, your station for progressive information and hand-picked quality music. HBCU Green Fund is getting ready for Green Fest, a celebration of Atlanta's sustainability culture. Saturday, September 7th, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Festivities include live music, live art, food, fashion, and fun for the whole family. Green Fest is open to the public.
Would you
of
mind
all
scoping it out?
There will be
Because I may have to.
garden workshops.
Oh, to go if I had gone further down.
Save the date for Green Fest.
Right. I hadn't even ever noticed the garage. It's the first time I picked up here before. So, okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
HBCUFund.org. For more info and vending, the email is carol@hbcufund.org. That's CAROL at HBCU Green FUND.org. And all our social media is at HBCU Green Fund.
You're tuned into WRFJ Atlanta 89.3 in the FM dial. Shout out to everyone at the Green Fest. Of course, we had Felicia from the HBCU Green Fund on Last Strong. That's taking place this Saturday. And of course, you don't know already. You know, because as Mama Tassili just said, you've always really known, and there are things that are happening to jolt your memory. You're feeling it in the one drop, stepping in the flow. And we love that. We love that, and we love how Bob Marley. You hear? Tell it to the mountain and tell it to the valleys. Might as well be the last for real, but we're not talking about no doomsday vibes.
Right.
Because what's last is first, and what first is last again. The only reality is now, and separation is the only lie. So we tapped into ourselves to be the most productive self. It's not a self outside of the one looking at the self and all them kind of thing there. Them thing there's room and confusion. It's one life. So we're there, cut and go through, We on the phone line with us for a few more moments, Mama Tassili Ma'at. Speaking of the Natural Mystic Fair, the 12th annual. First of all, thank you. Give thanks for that. You know what I mean? Sustaining anything in this Iowa is a beautiful test. There's the word you just used earlier. It's a beautiful test, and therefore a beautiful opportunity. You know, 'cause
Right.
I know the indigenous view of our creator and this universe that we live in is not one that's punitive, you know. And so when we hear the word test, sometimes we be like, you know, what am I getting punished for? It's none of that. It's just an
Right.
opportunity to show our greatness
That's
all the time. So we're
that's
so
right.
grateful. So for 12 years, you know, you've been gathering the nation as we enter into the autumn. I'm not calling it there yet. You can stay right where you are, respectfully.
Right.
We'll get to you. We'll get to you in due season, right? But
Absolutely.
as we approach that camping time, and you know that time where we're going in, where the leaves and everything about to show us some real signs to reflect, you know, about our own journey, you know, the natural
Hmm.
mystic. So give us a little bit about the lineup this year, please.
Absolutely. So there will be 3 days and 3 nights of camping, and it's going to be on a fenced-in 5 acre property. So it'll be, a safe zone for people. And it starts tomorrow, the 6th, and it'll go through the 8th of September. And the first day's focus is time travel and
Mm,
honoring our indigenous ancestors of Turtle Island. And Turtle Island is what the Americas were called before the colonization of it.
mm,
And that was one of the many names. We have so many other names that we've called ourselves rather than allowing ourselves to always be defined by the colonizer or someone
yeah,
else.
true.
We get an opportunity to tap into what is primordial. And so there will be Wanique Shabazz, he'll be speaking, Tahida, Tupac L will be speaking. Wanique will be speaking on time travel. Tahita will be speaking on the kin and how it relates to our birthdays and our destinies.
True.
Neb Taharka will be speaking on the holographic mind and how that is influenced by the um, the calendar itself.
True. True.
We're going to have a lodge. There will be an opportunity to speak with an elder who is not only African American but taps into her indigenous roots. She's done Sundance and many, many traditional ceremonies, and she's going to share her experience, her tribe. There will be a brother, Chief Red Wolf, excuse me, who will be sharing his journey as an African American indigenous man and what it has been like for him. And later after that will, like I said, be the lodge, and there will be a sound bath following that. On Saturday, the 7th, we have the theme of woke don't mean broke. That's
Ah,
right. And so
yes,
that's
sir.
going to allow us to tap into financial literacy. It's going to allow us to tap into manifesting our prosperity right here, right now, and to also explore what is conscious capitalism or sacred commerce. What does that look like? And let's break through so many of the blockages that have got us in our own way when it comes to being the prosperous people that we know somewhere in our being we've always been. But that poverty consciousness has got a grip on so many of us that we can't even see it.
Mm,
So we're going to learn how to dispel and disband that. And there will be various different people coming forth and sharing information on that level. There will also be a lodge that night too. And then the third day will be the planetary prayer for peace party, and that will involve us cultivating peace within and without. And I had to meditate on that long and hard because most of the time we think of peace being something so wonderful and fabulous, and it is. And yet, what do we do when that is threatened? What do we do to prepare in the event that the worst actually does happen? So, we expect the best, but we also need to be prepared for the worst, because then that allows us to cultivate peace of mind. When we have peace of mind, then we can celebrate, then we can dance and sing and so on. And so we're going to start with Brother Rich, who will be sharing about the revelations and information that came out of the gathering of the masters that he hosted last month at Black Wall Street. And so some of our most prominent thought leaders were there, and he's going to share that message. His brother Rich from Black Magic 363. We're also having various people like King Kuru, who will be coming down from South Carolina. He'll be sharing some of his ancient wisdom. We will have what to do if something does happen. Do you have your breakout backpack? Do you know how to forage? Do you know how to find water and then purify it once you find it? What about self-defense? What about arms? Do you know how to work with weapons, to protect yourself? And so even though I'm not one who promotes violence, I'm also aware of the fact that Georgia is a right to carry state, you know. And so there are folks with guns all around us, and you might even have one, but do you know how to use it properly so that it's a tool of protection and rather than a weapon of madness, you know?
True.
So from that, we will go from capoeira into breakdancing and show how we as a people have always taken that which is practical and functional and transformed it into something that is beautiful and fun. So we'll go from that into various forms of breakdancing and hip hop and modern and jazz and African and Zumba, trance dance, and just a variety of things that allow us expression. We will also have Rory performing. We're going to have Free Soul and Lava and that Anku Jasanev. We're going to have a Star Universe performing. And this is just to name a few. So each night there will be a lodge, each night a sound bath. We're going to start each day with prayer and meditation, and we're going to have our DJ Fourth World or Tanisio Samana open up with the 42 laws of Ma'at.
Oh,
So that we
that's
can,
DJ Fifth World.
DJ Fifth World, my bad. I was locking him into the fourth.
No,
Woo!
man, you elevated.
That's right, DJ Fifth World. And he will be leading us in the 42 laws of Ma'at so that we are reminded of that as our code of conduct while we're there. This is a family oriented event. Folks can choose to come and experience what it is to be village for 3 days and 3 nights. And we're really excited to offer this. There'll be vendors, camping. There will be day passes available. If one so chooses not to camp, they have many options. So we're very excited about it. And if you want to know more information, you can go to our website, which is tasilisraw.com. It's also the same for our social media platforms. So that's Tassilis Raw, spelled that T is in truth, ASSILISRAW.com. Once again, T as in truth, ASSILISRAW.com. And it's at Tassilis Raw for IG as well as Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok.
Give thanks. We're tuned in to WRFG Atlanta 89.3 in the FM dial. Mama Tassili, we thank you for joining us. We got to play some announcements now, and we know you're on the move as well. But thank you so much. Repeat that website one more time for us, please.
Absolutely. TassilisRaw.com. That's T as in truth, ASSILISRAW.com.
Ashe. We're looking forward to the 12th annual Natural Mystic Fair, the gathering.
Mystic Fair.
Yeah, man,
yes.
the gathering
Thank
on the
you
land.
again.
That's I say, yeah, we give thanks. Thank you.
Ashe.
Much
Thank
love.
you.
Yes,
Peace
family.
and love.
Stay tuned to yourself, family. We're there, and we're not going nowhere. We will be here, as a matter of fact, forever. Stay tuned to yourself.
Funding for this program is brought to you by listeners like you and the following sponsors. I Am Ascension Temple of Love and Tassili's Raw Reality presents the Natural Mystic Fair Retreat 2024. A 3-day, 3-night family-friendly conscious awareness camping experience on September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Day 1, time travel and honoring the indigenous of Turtle Island. Day 2, woke don't mean broke. Sacred commerce, financial literacy, and manifesting your abundance. Day 3, the planetary prayer for peace party. Manifesting and cultivating peace within and without. That's the Natural Mystic Fair, September 6th, 7th, and 8th. Location will be disclosed 48 hours before event and after tickets have been confirmed. For more information, the contact person is Sunday Jones at 678-471-2963 or festival@TassiliRaw.com. The website is Tassili'sRawReality.com. That's TassiliSRaw reality.com.
Funding for this program is made possible by listeners like you and the following sponsors. Buju Banton returns to Atlanta on Sunday, September 8th to the State Farm Arena with the Overcomer Tour with special guest Friday. For over 30 years, Grammy winner Buju Banton has authored Caribbean classics such as Champion and Love Me Browning. And his most recent studio album, Born for Greatness, helps to lead a renaissance in roots rock break. Once again, that's Buju Banton, special guest Friday on Sunday, September 8th at 8 p.m. at the State Farm Arena, located at 1 State Farm Drive in Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. For more information, bujubanton.com and ticketmaster.com.
Yes, indeed. This is WRFJ Atlanta. This is the Ancestral Rock, on your station for progressive information and handpicked quality music. I was just informed that we do have a pair of passes to give away right now. Let me see. I'm going to give it away for a trivia question for those who've been paying attention. You know we love to reward those who've been paying attention, all you loyal listeners. We just spoke with Mama Tassili Ma'at, and she was mentioning about the Natural Mystic Fair. And she mentioned that it's 3 days. There is a theme that she mentioned. This is the first question I'm asking. I'm sure somebody's going to get this easy. A theme that she mentioned about financial literacy for the second day of the program, for the second day of the Natural Mystic Fair, which is happening this strong end. Call us up here, 404-523-8989, and pick up your pair of passes. For the first one who can give me the answer to that question. All right, the phone line ringing already. I want to give a shout out to these ones here right here. I'll tell you, they're still going strong. The night after I seen them live in Atlanta, I had to leave town, so I haven't been able to really acknowledge them properly. Serious thing, man. With King David at the control still. Mighty sounds of steel pulse.
Stepping up. Stepping up. Stepping up. Stepping up. Open sesame, here comes Rastama.
Excellent, how are you? You got the answer to the question? That's what's up. You get your name and your email, brother, so I can get the passes to you. Is it G. Jackson? I got it. Keith Jackson? Keith. We have a winner. Keith Jackson at what now? We have a winner. Keith Jackson 107. Keith Jackson 67 at yahoo.com. Jackson, Keith Jackson 67 at yahoo.com. Your phone number? What the last four? You gotta register your email with Ticketmaster. But give me a phone number one more time: 44374 0827. Register that email that you gave us, which is keithjackson67 at yahoo.com. Register that with Ticketmaster and we'll give you information. We'll get information in the station. All right. Good. Keith Jackson. I don't know. If I didn't, I wouldn't write it over. But Keith Jackson, I want to know what you did. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Yes, please. Wait. Actually, what day is it? This Sunday? The vision? Yeah, that works. Keith Jackson 67. Put yours on there too. My email. Phone number on there too? Yeah, man, I tell you, the Lions them roaring hardcore, you know. Steel Pulse. We got another special guest on the phone line, like we said, we're speaking today, vibing, using this great opportunity, this wonderful opportunity to again demonstrate the absolute practicality of the ancient way. Sometimes I don't like to use them words around y'all, you know, practical and realistic, because I mean something else for what we mean. But to use it the way plenty of you may mean it, you know, which is like, well, I gotta see it. It has to take flesh, which that makes sense. Is it doable? Can it be sustained? Well, our ancient way is our ancient way because it's very sustainable. And there's so many aspects to it. And again, we want to say enough respect. As a small example, for 50 years, the Steel Pulse crew, I seen them the other night, and not only it's just like they have you open because they're playing all the hits, they're playing the hardcore soundtrack to our youth, but I'm telling you, the stage show, the interaction, even seeing some of our family up there on stage dancing with them. See Mama Serrana, see my brother Eugene and others, you know. I look up, somebody say, is that Eugene? Skanking sweet. But Steel Pulse had the crowd absolutely rocking. And the name Pulse like steel, Steel Pulse, that's what I want to highlight because it's real. And I ain't talking about no crossover vibes either, you know. I'm talking about same way, hardcore, holding that sweet, hardcore root sound. Yeah, we love it, and we say enough respect to them.
True.
You've been hearing about the Black Sustainability Summit. And we got somebody on the phone line, on the line with us. Those of you joining us on Instagram and Facebook as well, you can tune in with her as well. Who knows all about it as one of the founders, as one of the people who have brought it to light in this time and continues to nurture the reality, you know, the ability that we have to gather and reflect, and for this reflection to be something that is that bears really tangible fruit in our lives is a blessing, is a gift. And like we told y'all already, this is the good news show. Once enough respect to brother Keith Jackson picked up a ticket to see Buju Banton, Gargamel, on October 8th at State Farm. Move, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know, it's rubbered up time, and we love that all the time. So we're not going to get carried away. We have a special guest with us. Let me bring her up now. Mama Raina Turner Greenlee, the Black Sustainability. I keep wanting to say fun. This
look.
Black Sustainability Summit.
Yes.
But it's a fun too. You know, we're gonna speak that because it's definitely helping at very least to fund our initiative, our sense of awareness of our ability. You know what I mean? And very grateful. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, beloved.
Give thanks for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. Greetings to those who can see, those that can hear. Grateful that you're spending the time here on this magnificent program. Baba, grateful to be here and to speak about the upcoming summit. And I want to give you your flowers as well as one of our first presenters for the inaugural Black Sustainability Summit in 2016, before Zoom was Zoom. You were there.
I remember. I remember even where I was when I was doing part of the presentation at Wheat Street, down at the farm. Yeah. You just took me back with that thing there. So give thanks for the memory.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've been doing it for so long. And again, as I told Mama Tassili, no pun on words, but to be able to sustain anything in this time is a beautiful test, to say the least. So I can, big up yourself and all the family that, continue to nurture this vibe that is giving us I have to keep saying that it's giving us the opportunity to see ourselves,
True. We want to, the whole premise around it was the elders coming together, Mama Nobantu, Mama Tiba, Nana City Opio, may she rest in power, and one of our other mamas is in the Bahamas, Ya Elohim.
Shout out to her as well. Yeah, long time.
Yes, she's
you just named some veterans there.
Yes, and I've been honored to be able to walk with them and to learn from them and to carry forward this initial work into what it is today, alongside other members of our team and co-founders as well, shouting them out, giving thanks to Yema Brewer and to our team with Sister Khalees and L'Oreal, and to those that are no longer with us but have been holding up this work, including my compliment, Charles Greenlee, and board members like Dr. Erica Holloman Hill. So this is when I'm here I'm representing us all, and representing those who started with us, that are no longer with us as a team, but continue to support the work in spirit. And want to just shout out and talk to you all about the summit today.
Absolutely.
And the lineup, because we're doing things a bit differently. We don't do a typical conference where you show up to a hotel and you go into your room for your plenary session and your breakout rooms and things like that. What we do is build on practical skill sets. So when you come, don't come in your heels, come ready to work, come ready to roll your sleeves, come ready to learn.
Don't come in heels, come ready to dig in your heels.
There you go. I like that. So true. The presentations and the presenters are spanning. Well, let me take it a step back. So
before you go there, I want to start at the beginning in terms of a little bit more about the summit. Just so folks can understand and get some context. There are so many buzzwords going around these days that we find ourselves needing to repeat certain things and focus and highlight and unpack, just so they don't just fly over our head and become cliche. So sustainability in itself is one of them words. We're seeing it everywhere. We're hearing everything is, about sustainability, and of course, capitalism, the corporate world has caught on to that. That's something that is important. too many people in this time. So then they just it's overkill, right?
It is.
So help us a little bit more with what the Black Sustainability Summit is really all about.
Give thanks for the grounding. I say, when we talk about how we are going to sustain ourselves, it encompasses so many pieces, right? What you may think of as sustainability, some people say, well, that's what white people are doing. That's not what white people are doing. We've been doing this for eons and ages. This is what our ancestors have done and continue to do through us and through our works, whether we allow it to be renamed or co-opted and reclaimed through renaming, so that we do have ownership over it. We started off as Black Sustainability, and we are looking at what our community, not just those of us in the continental United States, this is a global shift. So we say African with a K. This is a Pan-African concept and viewpoint for how we're going to sustain ourselves. So we've got members all around the globe. It's over 2,300 people, organizations that are all centered in the same lane around how can we truly succeed as a people. That's going to require us to talk about agriculture and land access. We got to talk about our water. We've got to talk about our security and our preparedness for climate change and mitigation. Planet is getting hotter. We already dealing with natural disasters. Hurricane season came early. Folks calling me talking about mosquitoes, biggest birds, picking them up on the island, dropping them off. Like, these are things that are happening. And it's not just happening to us in one locale. This is happening to us no matter where we are. We are just not prepared and do not have the resiliency strategies collectively for us to stand firm. So what does it look like for us to share those best practices? What are you doing in Jamaica when you're dealing with storms that somebody in Barbados can learn from, that somebody in Florida can learn from, because we're all dealing with rising tides? What's going to happen when we're dealing with wildfires and droughts? And how did our ancestors manage fires? How did we manage overgrowth? And how did we deal with things that happen naturally? How do we exchange those best practices and knowledge and wisdom that's been passed down? So we have been developing this repository of knowledge by asking those often unsung heroes, sheroes, and those that have been paving the way, that are truly on the ground. Some on the grass tops now. We've been seeing the trajectory. It's nothing wrong with that. We give thanks for the growth. And we always try to ground in practical solutions. So it's not going to be this big pie in the sky building or this $1 billion solution that's going to save us all. We're not going to tech our way out of the problem. What can we truly do to ground ourselves? And what are some practical strategies? And that's what we share at our summit. It is interdisciplinary. It's not just ag. It's not just waste. It's not just eco housing. It's a both and. It's all. And all of that is what is going to continue to sustain us. We know we are cyclical people, and this is all going around in a cycle. So how do we work together collectively through Ubuntu, through functional unity, and by making sure that we are sharing and exchanging not just ideas, but also resources? So that's what we mean when we say Black sustainability.
Give thanks. So thank you so much for that clarity. We're tuning in with Mama Rena Turner Greenlee of the Black Sustainability Summit. It's 19 minutes after the hour. We're here until 4 o'clock, y'all. Tell a friend, tell your sister and your brethren. This is a real progressive and an impressive way to slide up in somebody's DM, you know. Let them know you about that life for real. Let them know you're on the radio. Just send a link, you know, instead of the foolishness, you know what I mean? Let them know you about that life. Bring them to the summit even. You know, who knows what can happen.
Look, we got some time. We got some time to nation build.
All right. All right. So now that you've helped us to see that, you know, a little bit more about the ground, the framework, you know, and I really appreciate the way you laid it out there in terms of the global context and where we fit into it and what is being done, even more importantly, because sometimes I know, you know, and it's part of probably why this is happening, the summit is happening and has been sustained. You know, sometimes it gets overwhelming hearing about all the problems when there's no solution offered. And so the fact that we're coming together now and building on solutions, sharing best practices, is in itself very empowering. So tell us a little bit about the lineup. You know, you already talked about there's a big span of things that's happening, and that's a great thing. Give us some ideas of what's happening, please.
Yeah, so the summit this year is going to be a hybrid summit. We are gearing up for Ghana. Sneak peek, you all heard it first here. Gearing up for Ghana for our 10th annual summit next year. So we will be traveling. This year, we're doing a hybrid event to make sure there's accessibility where folks are able to come to Atlanta if you're not already here. And it's October 11th, 12th, and 13th, and it's based here in Atlanta where we are going through a lot of findings that our members have identified, right? You hear about the WHO, you hear about the United Nations, you hear about what all of these larger entities have done to capture data, and they've pulled and they're going to tell us what they found in our community. But when have we actually created our own report for ourselves? And so we work with our HBCU students and MSIs to pull all of the over 200 presentations, workshops, videos that our past presenters have done to pull together a state of Black sustainability report. It's for us, it's by us. No one else is inserted into it. You're going to hear from those that have seen the challenges on the ground and the practical solutions that they found. So the first day is all online. As far as presentations go, you'll hear about the state of agriculture, you'll hear about the state of our eco housing, you'll hear about the state of preparedness, you'll hear about the state of even our transportation and what that looks like. Afrofuturism, looking forward to what we would like to see. And it's not just where you are right now, it's having that exchange with those. So we're going to have folks that are presenting from different places around the world. Some are going to be presenting in French. We're going to try our best to have our translator back. Past presentations that we've had folks in Brazil present in Portuguese and had a beautiful translator actually come forward and support us in that way. So we try to make sure our community is represented and they can also articulate in Spanish, French, Portuguese, traditional languages as they need to. So this year you'll also get those presentations to find out what's the state of Black sustainability in those 12 different industry houses that we have, from ag, waste, water, green lifestyle, you name it. We're also going to have a mixer, sustainability on dub. Abashaka, is going to be leading that up. We base at the Hill End, and we're going to be doing something really creative as we come together to network and to meet others. We're going to also be planting. So we'll be planting up a black space, black garden space, and on Black land, and actually planting up as you come in. So we're giving something, and we'll also be receiving, right? So we'll give, we'll receive. There's an exchange in networking and resources, and we're going to model what that looks like to also beautify the space. So sustainability on dub is our networking session. That's in person on Friday after all the virtual presentations.
I will. That sounds like a full and a beautiful plate.
Yes. There's more. There's more.
That's just part one.
That's just part one. That's just day one. That's Friday. Saturday we'll be at the Arts Exchange, and we're doing an immersive exhibit. So for those that are artists, that have visual art, that are doing sculptures, that are musicians, that have some type of interactive or immersive piece that intersects climate, race, and the challenges that we're seeing around the globe, you'll be able to come in and have a somatic experience with water, with how to weatherize your home. What are the solutions that are there? Oh, we have them present, and you'll get a chance to interact with them. So that's what we'll be doing on day two. Gardening exhibits, youth, reusing. If you want to learn how to make bags and products out of old t-shirts or other pieces, we're working with Scrap Atlanta. We're working with the Arts Exchange team. We've got a ton of presenters that will be coming in person. So if we have a last call for any artists that would like to submit their artwork or would like to learn more, they can go to blacksustainabilitysummit.com, or they can email us directly at summit@blacksustainability.org to find out how to submit their artwork to be considered for this exhibit on day two of our summit. And then we seal up with a beautiful brunch on day three, on that Sunday, where folks will get an opportunity. Some of the concepts we're sharing on day one, that virtual day, around time banking, alternative economics. Brother Mike Strode is going to be giving a presentation. When it hits the fan, it's not going to be, what can we do now? We need to already have a plan and be prepared so we can respond and not react.
Right.
So he's going to set it up on day one for a proper way for us to regain our exchange, our bartering, and our processes. And then on day three, we actually going to put it into practice. So you'll learn how to practice time banking through an offers and needs market where we get together for brunch, and we're going to see what that looks like to actually barter so we can flex that muscle. So when it actually hits the fan, we already know what to do. So those are some things that we have coming up. And if you're a member of the Black Sustainability Network, we're also doing participatory voting. This is the day to vote on the projects that you want to see funded across the globe. So I'm done talking now. It's a lot that's there. We got an official press release and encourage people
Oh
to get
no, it's a healthy plate though. You know what I mean? It's well spread out, and it's something that I can see myself absolutely fully participating in. I want to ask before we go any further, for those who are interested, in participating. You mentioned even about artists and everything. Well, there's a last call for artists and those who are interested in coming in as students, as people, or participants in the workshops and the groundings. What is the information for them?
Yes, so you can go to, let me make sure I have my my bit.lys all right in my head.
Oh,
I think it's bit.ly. I would tell everybody to go to blacksustainabilitysummit.com. All of the links are there. But if you're listening and you're active and you're not on Instagram or IG, we've posted a lot of flyers around participating as an artist. The last call, I do believe, is bit.ly/BSI Summit 2024. And you can get all of that information as well by following that link and going directly to the ticket site. And it has information for artists that are submitting. If you don't go to the Black Sustainability Summit website, all of the information that you can find is on the website. But if you want to go directly, you can go to bit.ly/BSI Summit 2024 for more information.
I will give thanks. So you mentioned this hybrid. So that's something. So the ones that are in person, for those who may be living out of town, we know a lot of people, when they heard that it's hybrid, they poked up because might not be able to make it to Atlanta, but can definitely tune in.
Yes.
Will those hands-on sessions be taped as well, or live stream?
We do. So we do our absolute best to record everything so that we can exchange that knowledge and wisdom. We're standing up like a Black Sustainability Institute where people can just come in and find all of the presentations. Oh, I wanted to learn more about water.
Yeah.
There's a brother over here doing water. There's a sister over here, Becca, down here doing water. Oh, there's a solution for actually drilling our wells or growing on rocks, or what is it that we need or that we're looking for, that we're creating this one-stop shop. And it's not just content that Black Sustainability has developed. We're leveraging content that brothers and sisters around the globe have already mastered. So you get introduced to concepts that they are providing. We're just amplifying their work. So you have an opportunity to also learn in that way post-summit. If you don't catch it, if you're not able to watch the presentations live, you're not able to watch the recordings, we have a one-stop shop for people to actually access it post our summit.
That's so powerful. That's so powerful. Just giving our people a full, as you just mentioned, a full library, if that's the word,
Yes.
full resource center. That's a better term, you know what I mean? That we can tap into as we're learning, as we're growing, as we're doing it ourselves. And prayerfully that ourselves is not like as an individual thing, but as a collective.
That's what a power truly is. And so many people around the globe that feel isolated, like, I'm the only person doing this. I'm the only person doing this. Can't find other people. We also have put all of the members of our network on a map. So you can actually tune in and look at the maps application that we have to find other people around the globe, just like you doing similar work, and connect with them.
I will give thanks. Tune in to the Ancestral Rock on your station for progressive information and handpicked quality music. 30 minutes left in the program. We've been speaking to our sister, Raina Turner Greenlee of the Black Sustainability Summit. Give us the dates again, Mama, and the pertinent information for how we can tune in, please.
Yes, please join us for the 9th Annual Black Sustainability Summit, October 11th, 12th, and 13th. We are excited to have you. Please visit www.blacksustainabilitysummit.com for more information on the summit. If you cannot make the summit, we will be recording it and more information will be provided to those who would like to learn more. We're on Instagram at black.sustainability. You can find us anywhere online by searching Black Sustainability. We're still the only ones out here creating this one-stop shop so you can find folks. And Baba, you'll be presenting this year as well, right? Shameless plug.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Beautiful.
I mean, how could we resist such an opportunity, you know? First of all, just to attend and to be present, to soak in all the wisdom. Because,
Yes.
you know, again, you know, as it must be said again and again, those who say it can't be done should get out of the way of those who doing it. You know, so there's so much out there. It's not time for doom and gloom. It's time for just harnessing our resources, which is first of all our community. You know, and putting that to work, because we all we got. You know, a lot of times we say we all we got. It's almost like we all we got. Like it's lack, and all we need is the other part.
That we are all we need. We have everything we possess.
True.
Resources are flowing. And at the end of the day, with this dollar crumbling, we need to make sure, look, we got to upskill and make sure we reclaim that knowledge that we had. It's not that we have to go out and learn. We're just reclaiming it. We're reclaiming it and adjusting it for modernity so we have those practices. So I'm honored to be here. I could not be here and be able to do the work that I'm doing and continue this without you having laid that path, without so many others that have laid that path, and want to just encourage those to join us, learn more. You'll get an opportunity to dive deep and experience what it truly means to be solution oriented. We're going to talk about the problems, but we're going to really harp on the solutions and give you a good span of what those solutions can look like.
Give thanks and praise. That's Mama Raina Turner Greenlee. This song going out to you and everyone at the Black Sustainability Summit. To the people in general, you just gave me some inspiration there. I have to pull this one out to the music of Cocoa Basket. Thanks for joining us, Mama.
Yes, good thing.
The Bush Doctor. Of course, the Black Sustainability Summit will be an early Earth Day celebration for him. You know, Peter Tosh, October the 18th, Ancestral October coming in hot. Music out this called The Day the Dollar Die. Don't feel no way, let it fall, y'all.
I see John with his head hanging down, wondering how many sheep left that is rising so high. Lord, let's see that had heart attack and die. Bills and budgets are waiting. Finance ministers are disobeying. Unemployment is rising. And I hear my people crying. Things are gonna be better the day the dollar die. No more corruption the day the dollar die. People will respect each other the day the dollar die. Tell me, brother, is there something I do? Don't you know frustrations make you? Time is hard, and I know that's true. But if you pick yourself up, that's all you got to do. Things can be much better.
Yeah, man, imagine.
We can come together.
The real currency. Man free. Woman free. Free as we meant to be. Enough respect over what's going on in Burkina Faso, the leadership. They just nationalized the gold mines. Simple thing. There's not really no superhuman thing, you know, just taking back what's yours. It's something that got to be commended in this time, though, because so many before have strayed from the way and made this necessary for this generation to take up. You know them way there? So as the barefoot man say, strength to the weak and more strength to the strong. Peter Tosh singing Revolution song.
There is always a solution to be found.
Now, when I was a young man looking for a job in 1947, the newspapers would advertise, no Negroes need apply. Chicago, Illinois. March 28, 1947, Chicago, Illinois. I did not say Mississippi. North, I was up north. Right. So, what did that say? That said that on March 28, 1947, when I was looking for my first job, affirmative action was for white people. Now, just because we didn't call it that then, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean it wasn't. And now that it's our turn to have affirmative action, it's suddenly no turns. It's always our turn, right? It's always white people's turn for affirmative action. Nobody else gets a turn. So much for taking turns. But isn't that what we teach for 2 weeks in kindergarten? Oh, the teacher tells you your child has to learn to take a turn. We teach them take a turn in kindergarten, take a turn in first grade, take a turn in second grade, wait your turn in third grade, don't back in fourth grade, stay in line in fifth grade. When you get to be an adult, you stand and queue up at the cashier. Take your turn, wait your turn. But nobody take no turns in this country. It's always the white man's turn. It's always the rich man's turn. It's always their turn. So much for taking turns.
You will hear what the man say, and mama say the same way, but Dr. Barbara Sizemore teaching hard. Off of YouTube, a lecture done at United African Movement called Black People Still Don't Get It.
Yes, you have got the wrong interpretation. Mixed up with vain imagination. So take your sun and your moon and your rain and your stars and forever, yes, erase your fantasy, yeah.
You know, the ancestral rock is a song partial to the warriors then, you know. And we remember Thomas Sankara, the great upright man of Burkina Faso, who reminded us that a warrior without political education, or a soldier without political education, is a potential criminal.
The righteous way is in His holy grace.
Take it down low. Well, you know, this is from Papa and then reggae music coming like it's on nothing. Bob Marley, the first man who flat Lionel Richie in Madison Square Garden. I don't know if it's plan to kill him or it's something unwilling. But from Bob Marley, then most of the children will sing them a Playboy. All them sing about is baby, I love you. One day we used to talk about if a gun down the one, tell my brother for bring more sense in other place. Now the church them we are sing the one and I sing how me love you. Remember Daniel saw the story that rolling down in Babylon and one remember that America is Babylon and who don't know that get me wrong. Watch me, I'm not afraid for talk because most boys will come here and talk about that guy bottom on that woman. But I want you to know, say yes to the black people and want them complexion who black when the Nubian nation. Until we flee up Africa, the black people have no land. Take it down low. Some little guy come here and take reggae music and think that reggae music, they must watch me. Take it down low. Some little guy feel like that is reggae music for tell girl about skin out. But reggae music is a revolutionary sound who coming from the African people who suppress and oppress and sufferation and bandage. Unless them free up South Africa and free up the African nation, reggae! Strong guys say all what talk slack, a guy can get a box with my 45. Because them free up Nelson Mandela and although them don't free up Africa enough, they talk about a woman and skin out, your teeth filling out. Because he's up. A woman is the mother of civilization, it's under my mother me come from and some guy come talk about them a disrespect woman. Free up the African land, Mr. Natural Spaghetti, my back in this. Step up. Respect to my wife, Michelle, and the more thing we sell.
Big up Carl and I'm asking that same father. What is it? Look at this sponsor, I'm a priority. I said, give me the sponsor, I said, come on, everyone.
Oh, love, people, let it love, stand. Let it love, people, say the friends, and I'm no way. Run the fuck, it's like you're the around country. I am like prerogative. This is I'm a prerogative. This is my prerogative. Whatever. All the people out the road, I never know how we live. So, ease up. Well, watch me, so the bass man, them never go on like I keep them up there. Me only never rare, so when the sun now come good, they come good and party. When a guy now come flap me and stop me, watch me just do good. Like you the Hollywood, like you lift up your girl foot any about.
Come down.
What
is it? What is that positive? I said, give me the party and say, see? Come on, boy.
Let love. But let love go, people, let love stand. Let the love people try to break the love no way. Round the broken this I can't tell it, man, speaking. I am a prerogative. Says I'm a prerogative. The 45 I'm a bucketive. Listen, they must my house and I'm not talk about them big. Fabulous and this and I tell us they're wicked and big.
All people tell me I'm a privilege. Them a deal with Mr. Demus like him as a best. That's why Mr. Demus a select pandemic. I'm a man can big us over one break ahead. Any kind of life that they want to get themselves killed. This is iron and prerogative.
45 I'm a bucketive. What do you mean? Mr. Second, Mr. Demus coming like all you live. Now we never go to school, we never go to college. When the sidewalk we increase with knowledge. Fabulous and Mr. Catch a man, you must save and big. This I like prerogative. What do you know? 45 I'm a bucketive. Come follow me.
Mr. 8 to 8 to melon how you live. Whenever I'm not to use the water later. Him and me back a vegetable sandwich. Every morning we get up, we come in for it. This is time and prerogative. The 45 I'm a bucketive.
Second, Mr. Fabulous, you're bad and wicked. Ragamuffin, Mr. Catch a man in big and wicked. Every morning I just $100 bill. I tow a hill back to Warwick, a hill, and the people in the village. And them, take it down low. Well, me ever tell you something. It's them bands, man. Them are going like elastic, man.
As the grain of sand.
That's the whole gig. The whole gig is to make everything cost money. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, everything is for sale.
That's right. Everything.
Now, if you want to change things around here, I'm with you. I'm for you. But in the meantime, while you changing, you got to eat. Because if you don't eat, you're going to be one dead revolutionary.
All right.
So let's be real. I'm trying to stick to what's real, ladies and gentlemen, because it's this tension between what's real and what's ideal that's killing our kids because they don't know how to deal with it. Okay, what's the problem here? The problem here is that the economy has been restructured. So that the jobs that people used to get with little or no education have now disappeared.
All right.
In order to get one of those jobs, you now have to commute to Taiwan or Mexico City or Haiti. You got to commute for those jobs now, ladies and gentlemen. They're not in Brooklyn. Okay? So those jobs are gone. So what are our people doing now that those jobs have disappeared? Using their usual creativity to create new ones. But where is the opening for these new creative endeavors? In drugs.
All right.
We don't have a drug policy in the United States. I know you know better than that. We don't have a drug policy. We got a prison policy, but no drug policy. 80% of the cocaine used in the United States is used by white people. 80%. But look at television every night. You see them going to jail?
No.
Because that's not the way the business is structured. You see, the drug industry is now a part of the gross national product. And they can get rid of it if they wanted to. Everybody's, mad at Kurt Schmoke because he said, and Joyce Lineldis because they're talking about legalizing drugs. How am I going to legalize drugs? You don't have to take those two people seriously. It's not going to happen because people make too much money off them. Not us. Not us. We're getting killed and going to prison. But that's part of the deal too. Look at this capitalist plan now. Look at it. What did I tell you was to make a profit by any means necessary. Right? Okay, how do you make a profit here? Well, you build the prisons. Where are these prisons built? In New York City? In Brooklyn? Oh, where are the prisons built? Who lives there? Okay, then who's gonna build these prisons, ladies and gentlemen? Who's gonna provide the guards in these prisons, ladies and gentlemen? I rest my case.
All right.
It's gonna provide jobs, both construction, maintenance. Okay, that's what the job's gonna be in prison. All right, now let's look at where the money goes. A sociologist named Troy Duster at the University of California, Berkeley, has been studying the drug business. Troy is a brother. He's a sociologist. And what he noticed is that there are layers, just like in any other hierarchy, right? There's guys at the top. Top of the international cartel that runs the drug on top. Those are the international owners. And underneath them is a layer of international distributors. Drugs all over. Underneath them is a loose network of international bankers. They launder the money. So into legitimate business. And it is this money that's fueling the economy now.
There you go.
So if you're looking forward to drugs disappearing, you are really naive.
That's right.
Black people just don't get it.
That's right.
They just don't get it.
Right.
The bottom of the industry, the street industry, is run by poor black and Latino people. Or anybody else is poor want to get in. Now these are the people selling on the street, so they get caught and they get put in jail.
Yes, I we give thanks for the fact that for every problem there's a solution. With every difficulty there is ease. Much love to everyone passed through today, Black Sustainability Summit family, Natural Mystic Fear family, of course the Green Fest, HBCU Green Fund. I want to send much love to our brother Imam Suleiman on his birthday. Bless up yourself. One of our favorite teachers, you know. And we're going to let him get the last word as we push out. Take care of yourself, you know, take care of one another. And listen what Black Uhuru say, keenly. Okay. Yeah, I'll start with that. I appreciate it, man. First, yeah, being on here. There's ways to word it. Let me lead you into. I'll read over that. We have a few. See, see, We can plug into this.
Okay.